Okay, here we are. Let's talk about the king. Because in previous episode we talked with you about the explorer and motivator called a hero. So this is the person who usually it doesn't depend on the age, no age limits, no boundaries, but still uh, it depends and it shows the person who wants to achieve the goals. So you have the goals. In comparison, the king is the person who already has achieved all of that goals. So you have no go-to points. This can be described as a wise, knowledgeable person who already achieved everything, but he or she can give you a favor, make you a favor, and share his or her expertise by an inquiry like this. So it won't come from my uh, like from my intentions. I don't have an intention if I'm a king. I don't have an intention of sharing all of my expertise because it's mine. That's my experience, and I don't care about you. But what I do care is my wisdom, my your attitude to me, maybe in order to be very authoritative, like I am the huge person you need to look up at. That's why the king usually is the person who won't attract and captivate the audience by the emotional level. So if your goal is to sell something online, as I told you in the previous video, because being a blogger or a traveler or somebody means that you want to encourage people to act, to buy, to act, to travel, to go, to love, to do everything. Being a king means that you are a mentor for your audience. That's why let's take an example of being a doctor and sharing your expertise worldwide. So being a doctor, I had a story that woman, one of my students, she worked as a gynecologist, and I asked her to create a video. One of our first tasks, as you remember, to create a video about her expertise covering different things for young mothers or for young women, girls, or something like that. And she didn't know about the archetypes yet, but she started using this archetype of a king, being a doctor, talking with your patients. You remember I told you about the triangle. We have us like a main figure, a speaker. We have our audience. In her case, they were just patients. It's not her colleagues, not just the regular guest or something. It's just the patient who is really very naive and scared of everything, seeing a doctor. And the third part will be your message, your content, which you share. So when she chooses not the right archetype, she doesn't achieve the result and benefit from her presentation, because she really just wastes her time and even makes something not very good for her, which will really make this influence not a very good influence on her presentation and her image and her style totally. That's why we talked with her and made some conclusions. So while being a doctor, if you want to share something insightful with your patients, try to use archetypes either a hero or a mother, but we'll talk about her later. Being a mentor for her colleagues, like other doctors, young students, interns, or somebody who really it's required for them in order to get your experience, in order to get involved in that. That's a requirement for them to look up at you. That's why the king archetype, being a mentor, will be the best option here. If you host some kind of politician programs, very strict interviews, you are the person who want to hire somebody or to perform your experience and to deliver it in order to people to be a little bit frightened about you. So of you, that's the best option, to use the archetype of a king. It's not the problem, so don't think that this is a kind of a bad archetype and hero is a good archetype. No, it doesn't work like this. how it really works, that your presentation should have a goal. So this archetype really fits the goal. So if your goal is to share your outstanding experience and grab the attention of your audience to that particular experience, and in order to repeat it and to become the most professional as they can be, this archetype will be the best option for you. So let's get deeper inside of the delivery and the message, how to highlight it, and let's start with the message. So while being a king, you need to be very strict and short in your and firm in your speech. So in comparison with a hero, he's very active, so he can use many words and even informal constructions like, hey you, that's me. In the king archetype and situation, never that happened. So here, being a king, you need to use something formal, something strict, maybe something shocking, but not a very informal, equal style. So please, if you feel like you need to be a king, so if you're a coach, if you feel like you need to sometimes provide this attitude to yourself as the being afraid of something, do this, because this will really get benefits for your audience with interacting with you. That's why this archetype is very popular inside of these topics and fields like coaching, psychology, medicine. Being even the person who owns a restaurant means that if you perform to your clients, choose hero or mother. If you perform something, you share your business tips to your colleagues, you can use this archetype of a king. That's why business-oriented programs will be the best option for you to choose this one. So messaging should be highlighted with some strict and formal words, strict and formal constructions and phrases. If you want to put some quote there or example or something like a statistics, do it in a very outstanding manner of being the person who like lead the huge audience and force them just to listen to you and don't be interrupted by anything or everything. That's how it usually works with the king. So your message should be strong, firm, short, sharp, and really loud. Sometimes, in order to grab additional attention, you should change it to a quiet position, like in a very one word sentences or so. You can put something like terrifying stories or facts in order to get this feeling of fear to your audience, because they will, if they will be afraid of you, they will maybe you suggest to for them to be ready to any changes in their life. That's how it usually works. So you are not relaxed there. The hero, he can be relaxed. He enjoys his life. You are not. It's not the thing like you are not enjoying your life. No, you enjoy your life, but you enjoy the results. You are a cherry on the top. That's how I can describe it. When it comes to your body, it's a really huge difference between a hero and being a king. In your body, the center, if being a king, will be in your head. That's why, even now, while I'm using my gestures, I'm not a king. I'm a hero. So in order to give you the difference, as I told you in the previous episode, like, let's go and travel to the mountains or somewhere else and follow me. Let's say the same thing by being a king. So I won't use my middle part of the body. I won't use my hands. I won't use my encouraging voice. I just use this strong, sharp message in order to grab this attention, and I will be very strict and firm in my delivering. The only part of my body which will move will be my head. That's why if you want to be silent and like intriguing, unpredictable, this archetype will fit best for you, better for you than others. So delivering the same thing about the mountains, like, let's go and check mountains, you can say something like this. I've already checked this kind of mountains. They always they give us the idea of something unpredictable. So be ready for anything. This is usually how the king differs from the hero. So I only use my head. Sometimes I even keep silence because, for example, when somebody asks you, you are not rushing to answer. Yes, 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 I know what you mean. What do you mean? This is the model of behavior of a hero. If you're a king, you keep that pause. You attract and you make this powerful, strong influence on the audience. Every word worth a million for you. That's why you won't waste those words and your time. You're here and you won't repeat twice anything. That's how it usually works. If you recognize yourself, congratulations, you are a king. So in order to fulfill this picture and connect all of these parts, your center of your body will be in your head. So if somebody asks you to, hey Yara, what's up? If I'm a king, I will do this. I'm great, thank you. My head moves first, and then comes the words. So usually we use the king like this. Also, the speech pace will be really slow. You won't talk fast with people because your words, they worth million for each. If we talk about the pitch range, it won't be high, so you speak every time you speak low and very magnificent. So it's energetic speech, but still it's very attractive by being sharp and strict in your messages. And of course, if you should use pauses. You won't waste any movement if it's not necessary here. People, they should appreciate you. They should be very grateful for you to share that expertise with them. So hero, he shares emotions and he activates your emotions. King, he shares and activates only his experience. And if you didn't catch it from the first time, it's your problems. This is how usually it is realized on the screen, on the stage. Many stage speakers, they use this archetype in order to be very powerful, attractive, to be listened to, the person who people listen to, look up at, and something like that. So if you feel like your program, your content, your delivering will be about this and this will fit better for you, choose this, record videos, and prepare your presentations for the next practical class. And we continue talking about the matter.